everyone, we are working on practice sheet 24. So numbers 1 and 2, they go together. So I do want to make sure that we start the first step together and you're going to finish it up 1 and 2. Okay. So hopefully we notice first thing is that the variable is on the wrong side. So we flip the entire problem. We love that variable on the left side. Now when I do that, that means that I also have to flip the symbol, okay? So that it's pointing over here at this 5, 6. So we flip that. Now I'm going to look here and I see that there's not a negative. So that means it's going to stay in that direction. Okay, so remember, you need 5 numbers on here. Hopefully you remember this is open, which means whatever answer you get will not count. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so let's look at number 3. This has been on our practice sheets for a few weeks because, guys, this is what you will see in 7th grade. This is something they will test you on, okay? So a business buys shoes for $80 and they mark them up $148 to sell to customers. What is the percent markup or the percent of increase? So this is a percent problem, but I do not have a percent. So I cannot change the percent to a decimal and multiply. So I use my backup method, which is over of equals percent over 100, okay? I'm hoping y'all are getting better at this so that you don't have to use this video every time for this, okay? Remember, of is TWO, total whole original. Well, a business buys it for 80, you guys, so that is the of. That's going to go right here, 80. And they mark it up $148 to $148. That's the selling price. So my job is to find how much that price changed by, okay? So your job is to subtract this, and that will be your is, okay? So you're going to put that right here. After that, you will cross multiply, okay? So that will be your job. Number 4, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Number 4, guys, when I have a number next to parentheses, I have no sign here. This is multiply. So hopefully you know this is a triangle problem. This is multiply and a triangle problem. So this says, on number 5, Ursula surveyed 50 classmates about their favorite ice cream flavors. Each classmate chose one flavor. The results are shown in the circle graph. So this is a star problem, but I'm asking it differently. The question I'm asking is how many classmates chose vanilla ice cream as their favorite? On the actual test, it was like, what is the difference? Which means there's a full other step, okay? So remember, this should add up to 100%. Those should add up. So when I add 14% plus 42% plus 18%, that should add up to, well, plus vanilla, it should add up to 100%. So 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14, carry the 1. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 1 is 70. So I have 74%, okay? So that means what's left is this. Okay, that is for vanilla. You would put it here. Now, that's not my answer because it says how many classmates, not what is the percent. Okay, so I have to, I hope you're listening, change the percent to a decimal and multiply. That is your job. Change the percent to a decimal and multiply. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, and because we're at the semester and we have new people here, I'm going to walk through this a little more carefully. This says find the area of the quarter circle. Hopefully, guys, we know when we do area, I hope you know that means we go to the formula charts. Area. Find it, like touch it. Area. circle. A equals pi r squared. Right? Okay. So that means, hopefully you know, we put pi in here, the radius in here, and we square it. Now, what is 6? Well, let's think about it. This is basically what's showing right here. So that's the radius. Okay? So you would put a 6 in here. Pi, I'll show you that in a second. That means 6 times 6. Okay, so you're going to put what that is right here. 3.14 times that number. Okay? So I go over here. If you are new and you've not done this, here's pi. Pi is on our formula chart in the 7th grade. Okay? Pi is 3.14. So your job is to multiply that out. But it says a quarter circle. That means 1/4. That means we have to divide by 4. That will be your job. Okay? Next time I'm not going to walk you through this step by step. Number 7. Robbie owns a home valued at $150,000, a car valued at $12,000, and furniture valued at $3,500. He has student loans that total $45,225. What is his net worth? So remember, net worth would be your assets, which are your good things. Take away your liabilities, which are the bad things. Okay? So hopefully we know this is a loan. This one is bad. That means this is what we are going to subtract off. Okay? But I have a home. Doesn't show that I owe it. It says I own it, and this is what it is. So there's my asset. I have a car. It doesn't say I owe. It says I have one that is valued at, and I have furniture. So you need to add every value that's happy, and then subtract off this. And you need to double check your sign. Do I have more assets or liabilities? If I have more assets, it's positive. If I have more liabilities, it's negative. Number 8, we haven't done this in a while. This says, Jade took out a car loan for $6,000 that charged 7% simple interest. Whoop, that's important right there. She paid the loan off in full at the end of 3 years. How much interest? So it says in full here. When it says in full, that makes me think add. But then it just says how much interest will Jade owe when she pays off the loan. Okay, looks like I have an extra letter in there I'm going to get rid of real quick. So if you don't remember simple interest, that is also on our formula chart. It's down here. Remember simple interest, I party. Okay? I party. Please don't miss one of these. These are too easy to mess up. Okay? Too easy to mess it up, right? Why am I doing this? PRT. T is time in years. P is principal. Here's the principal. Put it right here. The rate. Remember, we changed the percent to a decimal. And then, do we have it in years? Yep, it says years. So that goes right there. And that's it. That's all we have to do. That's how you find the interest. Okay? We don't have to add. It doesn't say in total. Okay. Number 9 says Kat bought a wig that cost $140. If there's 7.8% tax charge on the purchase, what will be the total cost? So remember, guys, that last step is going to be to add. Okay? So I'm not adding multiple items. I have one item, which is $140. 7.8%. Change that percent to a decimal. Do you remember that? I bet you do. Now, what I will tell you is this is how I would multiply it. I'm actually going to move it over some so you have room. 140 times 0.078. You do not line things up when you're multiplying. So all you have to multiply is by the 8 and the 7. Okay? Whatever I get, I add less. I really need you to focus on the decimal, so I'm not going to show you how to set up that decimal. Okay, and the last one. My favorites. I love this. We have these angles here, this angle pair. So remember, we have a couple different ones. And remember, it's not straight. It's not straight. It's a corner. So your job is to figure out the math word that we call this. So it starts with a C. And remember that C becomes a 9 for 90. Now, we are going to write our equation. 4x minus 3 plus 19. That is your job to finish that.